Om. Apataamapahartaram dataram sarvasampadam lokabhiramam Sriramam bhuyo bhuyo namamyaham Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaniya Gunabdhaye Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Siyavara Ramachandra ki jai Pavana Sutta Hanuman ki jai Umapati Mahadev ki jai Bolo Bhai Sab Santan ki jai Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. The Vedanta method of, the thing is frozen. The Vedantic method of teaching is known as Anvaya and Vyatireka, assertion and negation. What is not known is to be asserted, what is known to be negated. Buddhigamyam indriyani indriya gocharam vastu yat yat asti tat sarvam nishiddham. Whatever is known through the senses and the mind perceived are to be disregarded as matter. Yat na buddhigamyam indriya agocharam vastu asti rupam satrupam tad eva atma iti jnatavyam. What is there in the purest form, though unavailable to the buddhi and the senses, must be known, which remains presently unknown. So therefore it is said in the 17th verse, Yavat shariradishu mayaya atmadhihi. Yavat shariradishu mayaya atmadhihi tavat videyo vidivada karmanam neti divakye ragilam nishityatat jnatva paratmanam adatyajit kriyaha. Yavat shariradishu mayaya atmadhihi. This atmadhi, asmi di buddhi, deham ahamasmi, vrittihi ahamasmi, body I am, thought I am. And interestingly, not only my thought, whatever others say also I am. I am a good person when somebody says, I feel that I am good. If somebody ridicules and said, you are bad, that also I consider as bad. And Mayaya Atmadihi. This is due to Maya. What is this Maya? Is it some external power that is controlling me to remain like this? We understand the Chidabhasa is Maya. Chidehe abhasa. Buddhi is reflecting the nature of consciousness, and this reflected consciousness is I notion. I. This reflected consciousness will not remain as merely a notion called I. It at once owns up everything that it is near itself. When it reflects in the buddhi, it owns up all the thoughts, all emotions, all feelings, all senses, all body-related work, body-related activities, and then relationship, likes and dislikes, objects, possessions. It starts spreading itself as though from within it starts to spread. Just like when you put on the light, at once the light is shedding the entire thing, whatever is there available in the room. In the same way, at once as we wake up, the Chidabhasa starts to occupy everything in its proximity. That is what is called Shariradishu, from body, etc., Sharira, Indriyani, Vrittayaha, all the thoughts. Teshu Atmadihi Tavat Videha Vidivada Karmana. So long as that is very actively present, one should engage in action. Yajna dana tapa karma ityadi. But then, when the Atma Jnanam takes place out of the sheer grace of the Lord, by the blessings of the teacher, what is the teachers would say? Whatever you think you are not. It's like a cold water poured on the head. Until then, nobody told him like that. When the teacher starts saying, whatever you think you are not. All the while I've been thinking from the day I'm born till today, all that I know about myself, I'm not. You see how, how difficult it is for us to digest that. So it doesn't happen all of a sudden. It happens over a period of time when the words of the teacher is taken with this great reverence and respect, and start doubting with the correct knowledge what I have been thinking about myself, which is never questioned by either by me or by anybody else around me. When I say I'm angry, nobody had said that you are not angry. Anybody told you when you are angry, I'm angry. Yes, you are angry. But only the Guru would say, you are not angry, you have angry thought. So this transition takes place, and when the student takes these words of the teacher and the guidance of the teacher with the utmost reverence and faith, then na iti vakyaihi, not this is not I am, this is not I am. Akilam nishidhya, akilam nishiddham anyway it is. Therefore, akilam nishidhya tat jnatva atmanam jnatva paratmanam jnatva ada tyajet kriyaha. Then give up all actions. Meaning what? All actions related to what is regarded by me as known. मैं कर रहा हूं, ऐसा वो notion that needs to be, first of all, the notion is given up. Then only the action can be given up. See, in Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Purushartha, Chaturvida Purushartha, one who seeks the Ananda or what is called Sukham, Dharma, artha, kam. Kama, sukham. Kama is for sukham only. So, kama cannot be given up, and cannot be given up by a person who has value for sukha vastu, indriya gochara vastu, objects of the senses, notion that the senses can give us joy. Then such a person cannot give up kama. But when a moksharthi, a person seeking liberation, recognizes that I have to give up desire, what should he give up first? The sankalpa. Sankalpa jayet kamam. Krodam kama vivarjanat. Artha anartha apekshaya jayet lobam. So, sankalpa jayet kamam. The notion of joy should be removed from the object of pleasure. So, without giving up kama, one cannot give up artham. In the dharma artha kama, if one seeks to become a moksharthi, first he has to give up the sankalpa which is supporting the kama. And without giving up kama, one will not stop acquiring wealth or stop giving value to wealth. One cannot say, I will have all the wealth, but I have no desire. Then what do you do with that? So without giving up desire, stopping to gain wealth you will become a mithyachari, where you will not earn wealth for yourself, but you have a desire to enjoy. So now let us go backward. Tejed kamam. First you give up desire by removing the sankalpa. Then only you can give up a desire for artha. Unless you have stopped the desire for artha, ihalokeva, paralokeva, then only you will stop dharma. That is why Bhagavan, what did he say at the end? Sarva dharman parityajya. When did he say? Why not in the beginning? Beginning he didn't say, because unless he gives up desire, unless he gives up the value for wealth, you let him better do dharma. Dharma arthascha kamascha. By dharma alone, artha and kama should be acquired. This is what Mahabharata says. Urdhva bahur viromyesha na kaschit shrunodi me dharma arthascha kamascha. This is what Vyasa gives there. So, kamatyage arthatyagaha. Arthatyage dharma adharma tyagaha. Adharma adharma tyage eva karmatyaga. कर्म का छोड़ना, धर्म अधर्म, ये this adharma and adharma is meant for punya and papa, and punya papat surga naraga prapti. And this notion that I will go to Swarga when I do dharma, for dharma I need to do karma. Unless you have total elimination of this notion that I have to go somewhere to reach some lokam and there I enjoy, if that is not given up, you will not give up karma. Therefore, neti neti vakyaihi akilam nishidhyata jnatva paratmanam atyajit kriyaha tejit. So, continuing here in the 18th verse, Yada paratma atma viveda vedakam Vijnanam atmanya babadi bhaswaram Tadeva maya praviliyate njasa Sakaraka karanam samsrute. Yada, when Paramatma Atma Vibeda Bedakam. Vibeda, difference. Bedakaha means destruction. Bid is the root word. Bid, vidyate, destroys, snaps, cuts off. Paramatma, Paratma Atma Vibeda. The difference between Supreme Self and the individual self is broken. Yada, when? By what? By the Vijnanam. Then Vijnanamatma Atmani Avabhadi Bhaswaram. The difference between Supreme Self and the individual self, when it is broken alone, the pure shining of the consciousness takes place within oneself. Vijnanam Atmani Avabhati. Bhaswaram, of the nature of brilliance. So long as the individual thinks that I am different from the Supreme Self, I am an individual born entity, mortal entity, that Veda is maintained, then Bandha also will be maintained. Bondage will continue. Because bondage cannot be avoided by an individual who thinks oneself different from everything else in the world. The universal presence alone can bring the complete liberation, freedom. Even a little bit of difference one makes. Edasmin udaramantaram kurude atatasya bhayam bhavati. Bhayat na moksha. Yes, yatra bhayamasti, tatra swatantram nasti. Where there is a fear, there is no freedom. Where there is a fear, there is no purnatvam, completeness. There is no absence of bondage. See, that is why what happens is, in Semitic religions, they keep the fear going between God and you. Even in the Hindu scriptures, many places you will find should have the fear for God. So long as you have fear, you cannot go near. Isn't it? If I'm afraid of someone, will I go near that person? I am afraid of fire. Why? Because it will burn me. Will I go near? So we feel that God should be worshipped like fire, you know. Sab deta hai. Don't go anywhere near, but dur se. Namaskar. Chal. Where there is fear, there is no love. And without that love for the Lord, there cannot be yoga. Union with the Lord. So fear should be removed. Fear is because of what? Veda. Dvitiyad bhayam bhavati. Where there is otherness, there is always fear. There is uncertainty. There is insecurity. There is bondage. There is dependence. There is limitation. So the knowledge is that it removes the difference. By removing the difference, there is no fear. When there is no fear, there is oneness, love, and union. Therefore, yada, when paratma atma vibeda bedakam vijnanam, the knowledge that destroys the difference between individual self and the Supreme Self, Atmani avabhadi bhaswaram, then it shines forth in one's own heart. Tada eva, then alone, maya praviliyate anjasa. Then only at once the maya, the illusory perception, will go away. That's why Bhagavan said very clearly, Mama Maya Duratyaya Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapatyanti Maya Metam Tarantite. Those who are able to surrender to me, they alone can really cross over this Maya. Surrender to me means what? In the Bhakti Marga, it is as though Prapatti. Surrender to thy will be done, not mine. But in the Jnana Marga, surrender means what? This Beda Bedakam. Destruction of the difference. Beda Bhavanat. Sohamityaso Bhavana Bida Pavani Mata. Abhida Bhavana, that differenceless devotion. The differenceless devotion alone is prapatti, and this differenceless knowledge about oneness alone is called nishtha. In Jnana Marga, it is nishtha. In Bhakti Marga, it is surrender. Sakaraka karanam atma samsruteke maya praviliyat. Sakaraka, along with all its effects. Karanam, atma samsrutehe karanam, the one which is the cause of the samsara, that one praviliyate, it disappears. So you see, कर्म से निर्माण होता है, ज्ञान से प्रमाण होता है. कर्म एक्शन निर्माण के लिए, to do something, to construct, to create, to produce. In the Laukika Jnanam, the worldly knowledge, when you learn something, learning alone is not sufficient. After learning, you should do something about it. I learned something. Then, what are you going to do with that? Some people keep on learning, they never do anything. They are called researchers. मैंने पढ़ लिया, आप अभी क्या करते हो? पढ़ते रहता हूँ. So I keep doing only, reading. But even research is also some kind of doing only, experimentation. So, jnana, laukika jnana, worldly knowledge is leading you to engage in action related to this knowledge. Atma jnanam is pramana. Pramana for what? Pramana for something which is already there, which you cannot produce, because it is not subject to a production by any action. Jo hai, usko dekhna. When the sun rises in the east in the morning, there are mountains that were in the darkness, come to be illumined by that light. It is not produced. That's why Bhaswaram word is used here. Is sun producing the world when it comes in the east? All the mountains and rivers and plants and other things that are already there in the darkness, when sun rises, what do you see? You start seeing. Are you producing them? No. What is already there, which you did not see before, you come to see. That is what is called pramana. Pramana na nirman. It is not creating. It is only showing what is already there. Atma Jnana pramana hai. What is already there, you come to know, come to realize, come to see it clearly. So that is the reason why when the teacher tells Tattvamasi, you are that, the students then, what should I do? Stop thinking about doing. It is very hard for a student who has been living a very busy life until then. You know what happened when I went to Sandipani in 1991? I was doing my professional work until then. So until I reached Bombay to Sandipani, I was very busy. I was also Secretary of Mission there in Bangalore. So a lot of activities and everyday program, this and that. And till the last day, I had to finish my work. And I reached there and Sandipani. I reached before all the others who came. So as soon as I reached Bombay Ashram, then I was the first one to choose my room, you know. Nobody else was there. So I had the choice of any room I can go to. Anyway, I chose my room. And then I set up my room and then came out and then, kya karna hai? Kya karna hai? So then I went to the stores. There was one Swamiji was there. So he said, he looked at me, yes. What do I do? Oh, you came first, right? So you have something to do. So he said, okay, prepare the rooms for all others. Meaning, bring the, whatever they need when the students arrive, prepare what are the books that are required for them, and then the soap and this and that. And so room-wise, So I was busy with that for next few days. And as the students came one by one, I was handing over this. So my mind was running all the time because I was in the momentum. Do that. It took quite some time, almost 6 months for me, after learning and then slowly all the Prakarana Granthas and slowly Gita, etc. Slowly I realized this mind cannot stop. Always looking for to do something. So our mind is trained, programmed, action. And if we do not do, we feel somewhat unproductive. I'm doing nothing. Isliye, that is the reason why the mind must be engaged in deeper contemplation, because of which alone your karma vasana will come to an end. From kamya karma, you are suggested to do what called nishkama karma. Even nishkama karma also will come to an end when you do the neti vakya vichar. Naiva kinchit karomi. Until we have the strong identification of a kartrutva, karma will not end. Now you see, Shruti pramana abhivinashita chasa katam bhavishyatyabikarya-karini Vijnanamatrādamalat vidiyatah Tasmādavidyāna punarbhavishyati. Sa Shruti Pramana Abhivinashita. Sa Maya. That Maya which has been destroyed by the Shruti Pramana. Shruti Pramana Abhivinashita. Abhivinashita, completely destroyed. Abhi is used for the complete whole. Completely destroyed. Shruti Pramanat, because of the knowledge obtained through only by Shruti. Shruti here means, one meaning is Shravanena. Other meaning is, Shruti is by the scriptural. Laukika pramanena alaukika jnanam jnatum na shakyate. Laukika pramanena alaukika vastu na jnayate. See, the means or the method of knowing which we adopt for knowing the things of the world cannot be used for knowing things that are not of this world. Of this world means visible, knowable. Now take the example. Swarga. कैसा देखते हो? कैसे देख सकते हो? है कि नहीं? स्वर्ग है, नरक है, विष्णुलोक है, वैकुंठ है कि नहीं? पता नहीं. क्यों? दिखता नहीं. Is it there or not? Is it there? So if you say it is there, what is the proof? Now, somebody would say, Swamiji, it is not there. It's not there? Yes. What is the proof? What is the proof it is there? And what is the proof it is not there? If you to say no also you need a proof. To say it is not also you need a proof. Whatever I see alone is there. Whatever I don't see is not there. That is a proof. Achha? Your brain I have never seen. Proof? Prove that it is there. Prove to me. Looking at you, I doubt it. I have never said, okay, at least you have seen. Okay, I might not have seen. You see? So we are not talking about that right now. Let us hope that you have. All right. Now, even if you take the Swarga, it is alaukikam. It is not that which is perceived as a part of this world. So what is the pramana for that? So Veda eva pramana. Shruti eva pramana. Swargasya. Correct? And so if you say for Swargadi Vastushu, first Swargada Vastu Vishaye, for the sake of understanding that there is something called Swarga, etc., Shruti eva pramana. In the same way, Atmanaha Shruti eva pramana. Now, only thing is, having understood that there is Swarga, based upon the Vedic literature and the yajna yaga, the karma that can be done to obtain that a position in the Swarga. So after knowing that there is the Swarga, then you are to engage in yajnas and yagas related to that. Because of punyam bina Swarga prapti. पुण्यम बिना न स्वर्ग प्राप्ति. तो उसके लिए कुछ करना है, पुण्य को प्राप्त करना है. Accumulate the punya. So even though swargadi vishayaha alaukika vishayaha api कर्म बिना उसका प्राप्ति नहीं हो सकता है. परंतु अलौकिक विषय आत्मा Anubhavena. Now, this, even though Atman is also alaukika vishaya only, but aparoksha anubhutaya, by the turning the attention within and remaining steadfast after rejecting all others, as it is said before, without karma, by the recognition of or realization of one's own nature, by the very knowledge itself is obtained, not by any action. That's why he said, Shruti pramana bini vishnisha chasa kadam bhavishyat abhikaryakarini. Karyakarini, bringing about effects of its own, this maya, kadam bhavishyati. Vijnanamatrat, by that very knowledge itself, amalat, that which is pure, blemishless, advitiyataha, of the nature of one without a second, Tasmat vidya na tasmat avidya na punarbhavishyati. Vijnana matrat avidya na punarbhavishyati. By that realization of the one reality within, again that avidya do not come back because it has been destroyed by the Shruti Pramana. Having woken up from the dream, one does not do anything about what has happened in the dream. One does not sit and worry, what happened to that wife which he left behind? What happened to my husband? What happened to my children? What happened to the business which I left behind there? See, it is that story that comes now in Ramayana, where Narada was so eager to marry that Swapna Sundari. Then he went there and he was fooled by Vishnu. And then he cursed him. You made me look like a monkey. You also will lose your wife. And you also will suffer the same way I have been suffering. And you are always taking everything best when you poor thing. Shiva also was there. When the Hala Visha came, you gave that to him and you took Lakshmi. All that, you were so upset and angry. And you took this Swapna Sundari to yourself and this and that. Only to wake up. Bhagavan Vishnu smiling. Where is that Maya Nagari? Where is Swapna Sundari? Where is the palace? Where is everything? Thanks for the curse. I needed it. As per your words, you are a Brahmana and you are a Brahma Rishi, and therefore, whatever said, it will happen. So even if you see, that is why Brahmana, curse of the Brahmana is more than Bhagavan's blessing. It is said that the Brahmana, when he curses, it has such an effect. Think about Jaya Vijay was also cursed by the Brahmanas only, the Brahma's children. Bhagavan honors that. Yes, I cannot cross that part. So he honors I accept your curse. Yes. Anyway, Jaya and Vijay already gone. I have to go down to rescue them. But at the same time, it is a teaching for Narada. Narada, now you are worried about what happened to Satyasana, that Swapna Sundari you could not marry. No. Why? From the beginning to end, it is Maya. It's illusion. Because he had an arrogance saying that, oh, Maya would not touch me. I am a Vishnu Bhakta. Oh, Maya metam taranti ye prapatyante. Those who surrender only. If you have a thinking that, I can now play around in the Maya because I am the blessing of Bhagavan, then he will take you to a ride. Vijnana matrat. Na japena, na upasanaya, na karmana, vijnana matrat, amalat advidiyataha vijnana matrat, abhivinashita maya shruti pramanat, katam bhavishyati karyakarini, avidya na punarbhavishyati. Ignorance cannot come back. Because some people have a doubt. Swamiji, all this learning, etc. Okay. But then, after some time, if it comes back, then all this effort will be a waste. If you have a doubt in your mind, then you are not complete. No, itna pravachan sun raha hoon, itna jab karta hoon. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha namedaya na bahuna shrutena yamaivesha vrinate tena labhyaha tassesha atma vivrinate tanum swam. प्रवचन करने से, प्रवचन सुनने से ये ज्ञान नहीं होगा, या मीनिंग आत्मज्ञान नहीं मिलेगा आपको. श्रवण से विद्या प्राप्त होगा. By knowledge will take place, but that knowledge should become doubtless only by manana nitityasanena. Na ayamatma pravachanena labhyaha na medaya. By remembrance, repetition, na bahuna shrutena. Yam eva esha vrinate, one who chooses this exclusively, tena labhyate atma, vivrinate tanum swam. So once that is recognized, there is no return of the avidya. That's why it's called path of no return. Once you go, there is no more coming back. Yedi sma nashtana puna prasuyate. Karta hamasyedi madikatam bhavet. Tasmat swatantrana kimapyapekshate. Vidya vimokshaya vibhadi kevala. It's another tune. Okay. Yadi, in case, nashta maya. Yadisma nashta na puna prasuyate. Once it is destroyed, it is again cannot come back. Why it is so? Yadi nashta bhavati na punaha prasuyate. That's how it is. When it is completely destroyed, if it is completely destroyed, yadi nashta bhavati na punaha prasuyate. Why? Karta ahamasya iti madihi katam bhavet. When kartrutva aham karta iti madihi nasyat, the thought that I am the doer is not there, how can there further be repeated or rebirth of this avidya again? Atma vidya tu sada swatantrata. Atma vidya is always remaining as swatantra, na paratantra. Sat tasmat swatantra na kimapi apekshate. It does not depend upon anything else. Because see, karmana praptam nashtam gacchati. Anything that is gained out of karma will definitely end. Because karma itself is the beginning. What is created out of karma also has got a beginning. And anything that has a beginning must end. This is a simple logic. Yasya jananam tasya maranam api. Whatever is born, produced, created, come into effect must also end. Jnanam, on the other hand, is not born. Even though sometimes we say, jnana prapti we say, not jnana prasuti. Na jayate jnanam, jnayate. I've told you this before also. It is not created or as produced or born. It is only known. It is only recognized. It is only realized. It is only remembered what is forgotten. So, yet kritam tat nashtam bhavati. So, karmana kritam nashtam bhavati. But that which is not born out of action, that is why it's called swatantra. Swatantra means of its own. It doesn't depend upon anything else. Na kimapi apekshate. ज्ञान के लिए कोई और अपेक्षा नहीं है. But it doesn't depend upon anything else. But even though when we say that, oh, is it not, Swamiji, it depends upon the purity of mind, keenness of the intellect. See, it is like this. Simple example is, when the ancestors, many hundred years back, when they looked at the sky, they saw stars. And how much ever they could see through their eyes, they could see it. Then slowly when we produced, let us say, the telescope, etc., we could see much more than what others have seen, right? So by producing the powerful bubble scope or bubble, right? Hubble scope, Hubble telescopes, they created new planets. Is it so? Did they create planets by creating telescopes, or by creating telescope they could see what is already there? Now, when you're during the daytime, you look up in the sky, what do you see? You see stars. We do in LA, all the Hollywood stars we see. But when during the daytime, when you look at the sky, you cannot see the stars, even though they are there. When the night slowly dawns, if it is a dark night with not much of light and there is not much of cloud or smog, you see stars there. So they were created in the night. Is it so? In the same way, Paramatma, the nature of the self is as though hidden, not known, and therefore the impurities of the mind and the imperfection of the intellect is rectified. That rectification process is what is called a requirement. Not that by purity of mind or the intellectual keenness, you create Atman. Aisani? Tasmat swatantra na kima api apekshate. Vidya kevala vimokshaya vibhati. Knowledge by itself, kevala vimokshaya vibhati, shines forth for the sake of liberation. There is no need for any other action, because the Purvapakshi has been asking, saying that without the action you cannot do that. Everything needs a support of the action. That is what he is refuting again and again. इसके लिए कर्म का अपेक्षा कुछ नहीं है. No other karana, various other instruments, sahakarika sadhanani, even though said for the purity of mind, but not for knowing the self by itself. So a person whose mind is very pure, such a person, when he reaches the abode of the Guru, obviously such an individual can gain the knowledge without any of the other things. But whereas a common man who goes with a lot of impurities of the mind, the teacher has to necessarily instruct him to engage in action. First, karma phalatyag karo, then kartrutva tyag karo, nishkam kam karo, nedi dinedi vakya hi sarva karma tyaga bhi karna hai. So, it is said in the Taittiriya Upanishad that is quoted here, Sa Taittiriya Shrudiraha Sadaram Nyasam Prashasta Kila Karmanam Sputam Edavadityaha Chavajinam Shrutihi Jnanam vimokshaya na karma sadhanam. Sadharam Taittiriya Shrutihi sa aha. Sa Shrutihi. Shrutihi feminine. So therefore sa Taittiriya Shrutihi Sadharam aha. Aha, the spoken, it is said in by the Shruti, Taittiriya Shruti, Sadaram, with great respect, with great authority. Sa Adaram. Adaram is respect. Sadaram Shruti aha. What? Prashasta akila karmanam sputam nyasam. Prashasta, prashasita. Vedena Shasita. what is enjoined by even the Vedas, Akhila Karmanam, all the action, Sputam Nyasam, completely should be given up. Na karmana, na prajaya, dhanena, tyage, neke, amritatvama, nashuhu. Clearly it is stated there. Na karmana, not by action, na prajaya, not by progeny, na janena, not by any wealth. Why it is said tyagene ke amrutattva manashu? Isha vasyamitagam sarvam yatkinchatagatyan jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitaha. त्याग करो, त्याग करो, त्याग करो. स्वामी जी, ये तो सन्यासी लोग के लिए ठीक है. आप हम तो गृहस्थ हूँ, त्याग कैसे करूं? Many of you who have come to this first generation of Indians who have come to this part of the world, आपने त्याग किया है कि नहीं? You have given up your parents, your brothers, your friends, your convenient, with the servants all around you working there and enjoying. Did you not give up your luxurious or probably whatever kind of life you had there with your friends and your families? Did you not give up for the sake of finding an opportunity in this part of the world? Did you or did you not? Interesting thing is, when we have given up our parents and came here, when our children go away to, why are you going too far away? And some people go after them. So when they get married and some settle, transfer that and go there only. Arey, your parents have greater tyaga bhav than you. Are you not finding it funny? Your parents really did tyag ki nahi? For your sake. Okay, my child wants to go to abroad and then earn. Chalo, theek hai. Try to do that. Do you do? Wherever your child goes, there immediately your Swamiji, I cannot come for the camp. Why? Children are coming for Thanksgiving. Every Thanksgiving they are coming. Why not this Thanksgiving you just go? No. So attached. Anyway, Swamiji, you can say all these things. You must put yourself in our shoes. I won't. Why should I? It will be pinching a lot. I would not put myself there. So yaha tyaga artha we have to understand. Tyajet, it is given. Tyajet, given. This tyag jnaan ke bina nahi hota hai. It will not happen. See, with the attachment, you can never give up. Whatever you're attached, even if you give up, it will come back. Whether you like it or not. Kya chodna hai? Chodna, what is the meaning of chodna? Understand that this is no more a need for me. That, see, what we are attached, we cannot give up. What we are detached, we need not give up. This funny thing you won't understand. I come to your home and take something from your home and donate to everybody. Huh? Would you like it? I come to your home and take something from your home and give it to everyone. I will happily do it. Why? Because it's not mine. When the idea not mine comes, will you have any problem of giving up? So it is giving up means what? It is not physically giving up things. It will happen when you know that you don't need it anymore. Detachment in the mind when it happens, then giving up is not a struggle at all. You don't even need to give up. You will let it be there. Let it be there. It doesn't matter. If you have decided to be a vegetarian or vegan, when somebody puts in the plate full of all meat products and in front of you, you look at it and then say, you keep it. I'm not going to take it. Anybody wants to take it. Why? Because you have no interest in that. Detached. So what is called tyagi here? What is that giving up? Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkhamaptum ayogata, as I said earlier also. So Bhagavan Krishna also says, manasa sanyasta. Sannyasa is what? Nyayasya nitya sannyasi yo nadveshti na kankshati. Nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukam bandhat pramuchyate. जिसके मन में राग द्वेष नहीं है, वो ही है नित्य सन्यासी. It is not that he has physically given up everything. He has mentally detached himself. Then, in that case, how does it matter whether it is raga dvesha viyuktestu vishayan indriyas charan atmavashir videyatma prasadam adhigacchati. Even he has in the midst of things where he has developed great detachment from raga dvesha, even in the midst of things, he is free. Atmavashyehi videyatma prasadam adhigacchati. Mind is prasad. If you have not gained that freedom from raga dvesha, you will not get prasad buddhi. You got vishad buddhi. Prasad और विषाद के ही फर्क है. Prasad प्रसन्नता, विषाद sadness, depression, dejection. ये नहीं मिला, वो नहीं मिला. जो मुझे नहीं चाहिए वो आता है, जो मुझे चाहिए वो जाता है. What I now want always goes away from me. What I don't want comes to me all the time. So, na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyagene ki amrutatva manushi. Parena nakam nihitam guhayam vibhrajate yatayo vishanti. That which is the most brilliantly blissful, which is available in everybody's heart, yoginaha vishanti, yatayaha vishanti. They enter into that. Yatayaha vishanti. So, nyasam prashasta kila karmanam sputam. Edavat ityaha cha vachinam shruti. Vachinam shruti means vachasane shruti. That is Brihadaranya Upanishad. In that, it is said, Gurudev also points out that Edavadare kalu amrutatvam. This much alone is what is called amrutatvam. Etavaditya chavachinam shruti jnanam vimokshaya tasya na karma sadhanam. Now read it carefully. Jnanam vimokshaya na karma sadhanam. If you read that way, there is a problem there. Should read that statement. Vimokshaya jnanam na karma. Vimokshaya sadhanam jnanam na karma. For the liberation, jnanam is the means, not karma. So again and again, who is the teacher here? Swamiji, that you never told us. What do you mean? I never told you. Sri Rama is the teacher. And Lakshmana is the student. But who is narrating this? Mahadeva. Bhagavan Vishnu is narrating this. As an event that took place when Rama was talking, or Lakshmana asked this question, and Rama is explaining here. So we have seen 20 verses, 21 verses in this beautiful text, and we will take it up later, some other time. Anyway, you got the book, so you have to use it for the next time also. So we'll see if you have any questions here. I think I answered the question which raised by Vishala. Correct? Did I not?
Yes, Swamiji.
Yes or no?
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay. Any other question?
There one more. We had two questions actually.
Yeah, tell me. All of us are the souls. That's the one.
So the two questions I sent you, one is from Satish and one was from me. The first question was
about Nishkama Karma.
Yeah.
See, why the scriptures are prescribing Nishkama Karma? Kama Karma se, Kamya Karma se, Kamya Karma ko chhod ke Nishkama Karma lena hai. It's a transition from one karma to another karma. Because as I said, without karma, we are feeling very restless. So from Kamya to Nishkama is a transition. That is for the sake of making our mind able to do action, but without any anxiety. So they do it. But Nishkama Karma also to be done with detachment. Then don't get attached to Nishkama Karma also. No, I don't have any personal agenda in this work, Swamiji, but don't ask me not to do it. Then it is attachment on Karta. As I the other day I told, no, you change a person, no need to do bookshop anymore, do something. How dare you do that? That means you are attached to the work. So, usko bhi, with the choice you do it. Nishkama Karma also, when one recognizes the nature of the self, even the selfless action comes out of choice, not out of compulsion. So compulsively you don't do it. वो करना है ऐसा करके नहीं मत करो. So it is a choice that you make. Even Nishkama Karma is a choice when the knowledge takes place. But for a person who is in the path, slowly as the abidance increases, then karma also will get reduced. It is like this. Many people say, Swami ji, आप जो साधन बताते हैं, सो जब करो, ये करो, वो करो, तो समझ नहीं मिल रहा है. Time is not there. You sit and look at the amount of time you waste on so many things. Long phone calls, constant browsing on the this and that. If only we can recognize those things as, no, this is not necessary. You suddenly find you have a lot of time. But we don't do because we are habituated to certain things. So it's hard for us to accommodate anything new. To accommodate anything new for contemplation, etc., you need to give up what is unnecessary once you notice it. So when contemplation increases, Nishkama Karma also slowly will fade away. Not that he doesn't want to do it, but it is something else takes precedence. So the next question you had was, all of us are souls on our journey with vasanas acquired over several births. As parents, we try to control and change our kids all the time. We consider that is our dharma. But is that even possible? At what point do we leave it off? See, samskara must be replacing vasanas. What comes as a deep impression while we take birth? And those very deep impressions are bound to come there, come out as expressed, come out as the action. Anyway, it will come. But when we do bring in some positive samskaras, expose the children to that, then the effect of those vasanas manifesting and trying to enslave the person will reduce. Now, I'll tell you an instance. When I was in Bangalore, once myself and Swamiji there, Swami Brahmananda, we were going in a car, driving somewhere. Then I saw in the playgrounds, on the way, on Saturday or Sunday, filled with all the kids playing cricket. No, the cricket is a craze there in India, as you know. And so many cricket team in the same ground, I do not know who is throwing ball to which batsman. Because one batsman is going this way and another batsman this way. I do not know which ball goes to who. Everybody is busy. All the kids were in the ground. So Swamiji looked at it and said, and I made this comment saying that I don't know what kind of a game they can be playing. He said, it is good that they are here. Think about if they are not allowed to come here. The rajas that is there in the body of the youngsters will express itself as gangster. Nowadays, you see the gangsters all over and then doing the graffiti, etc. Because they are being forced to not to do this, not to do this, not to do. So they will have to express themselves in some way or the other. You cannot stop it. So when you send your child to sports, games, etc., their rajas that is there in their body, because at their level of their maturity, there's nothing to worry about. There's no worry. We spend most of our energy in useless worry. See, that is the reason why when the children are allowed to play games, that is the way they express their rajas. Let them go. Otherwise, they'll be destroying things. You understand? So it is no doubt expression, but expression given a direction. Instead of destroying something, you go and do basketball. Spend your energy. Exhaust yourself. Interesting thing is, Brahmanas are given, in our culture, Brahmanas are given the job of Swadhyaya. That is, they do daily, they have to do Vedic chanting, mantra japa, and then karmas. Because they also have rajas. Loud chanting, exhaust yourself. Chanting only. Kuch nahi, chant. Khao, chant karo. Do all the karmas. By that, they will exhaust their rajas. Because their rajas cannot be, that has to be expressed at some point of time. And for the war, for the Kshatriya class, start preparing for the war. Go and build up your muscles and fight and then run and jump and do. That is how they express their rajas. Vanijya, Vaishyas, they express their doing the business transaction, going and traveling and talking, procuring things, and that is their way of rajas. And then Shudras, then their rajas is doing service and physical activities. So everybody is given a direction. See, when our dharma, everybody has to be given some field of work to express their rajas. Similarly, your children, when they have certain vasanas, how to direct them for the right way of doing things, that samskara is to be given by the parents. And that is your duty. Whether eventually they will pick up that thread and then move in the same direction of expressing themselves and do better or not, that is not your control. But you give a direction. So when you give the direction, see, when they are reading books, you can give the books that will make them better and think, and then scientific book or history or geography or this and that, and then, or they can read the fiction novels and the crime novels and the video game. Both are possible, but you give them exposure to through Balviar, etc. Let them read what is useful to them. So you're moving them in the direction. That is the role of the parent. Have to be done. But beyond that, what they do eventually in their life, whether they go in the same direction or not, that you cannot decide. And the life will take them wherever they need to go. But don't fail in your duty to expose them to that. All right. Anything else?
Swamiji, we'd like to ask.
Yeah, unmute yourself, please.
Swamiji, we'd like to ask Dhruvji to give a vote of thanks for Swamiji's fine discourse over these few days.
Thank you.
Dhruvji, I'll spotlight you.
Hari Om. Pranam Puja Swamiji. Happy Earth Day to you and to my fellow speakers. Chinmay Pittsburgh Parivar would like to convey our heartfelt gratitude for the Jnana Yagna on Sri Rama Gita. These 5 days, Swamiji has taught us the importance of Vedantic principles and their application in his own unique style and with a lot of humor. We hope with Bhagwan's grace and Gurudev's blessing, Swamiji will continue to enlighten us for the years to come. Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om. Please look at the link for the donation, GD. Then you can accordingly send your contributions. Everything that you send will be used towards propagation of knowledge, and no money is wasted in anything else. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Raina, for that thank you note. Om Sarve.
We would like to do Aarti.
Oh, Aarti, correct. Go ahead.
Thank you. आरती श्री
चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मूर्ति करुणा की आरती सद्गुरु की चरणों में उनके शांति समाये शरणागत की भ्रांति मिटाये पाप ताप संताप हरण की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की वेद उपनिषद गीता को गाया धर्म सनातन फिर से जगाया शुद्ध नीति प्रीति शंकर की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की सिद्ध बारिकी तपोभूमि में नित्य विराजे गुरु हमारे भक्त हृदय आनंद स्रोत की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की आरति श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की दिव्य रूप मोरति करुणा की। आरति सद्गुरु की, आरति सद्गुरु की। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Just a reminder to you all, there is a 15-day retreat. I mean, I've told you, in PRC Ashram by Swami Swarupananji from July 1st to 15th. More details will be available in our Chinmaya West website. So you are all welcome to join us. It's our own Gurudev's abode. I told you this. Yeah, please do join us. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Swamiji, thank you very
Hari
much.
Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Om
Jai
Swamiji.
Shri Krishna. Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Chinmaya Pittsburgh, for hosting. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om, everyone.